Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw another great NXT takeover. This time, Brooklyn, New York, number 4 on SummerSlam weekend. This is the first of 4 nights that the WWE will be in the Barclays Center. I'm Glenn Thomas, once again, 1/4 of the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. Just wanted to break down and talk to you about this great pay-per-view that we just saw on the WWE Network, which was TakeOver 4. In Brooklyn, that once again kicked off the weekend of SummerSlam. We started NXT off with a great tag team match. You saw the Undisputed take on Mustache Mountain. Very hard-hitting match there, going back and forth. Great way, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly taking on the Mustache Mountain. Very good match going back and forth. And once again, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong do retain. They do retain the NXT Tag Team Championship, but not without the War Machine, as I'm still going to call them, the War Raiders, War Machine, getting involved at the end of this match, attacking on the Undisputed Era Tag Team Champions. And we may see, and we will see, Undisputed Era taking on the War Raiders later on. And continue to watch NXT, but later on in the program on NXT, not on NXT TakeOver, but in weeks to come, we'll see that match. It was a good match, tag team match. And then we went on to the next match, which I think this match was a good match from beginning to end. EC3 taking on the Velveteen Dream himself. And I know everybody's talking about it, and it's really good. Velveteen Dream's tights, when he comes up on the back of his tights, he said, "Yo, Vince McMahon, brother, do me a favor and call me up." This guy right here is 22 years old, and we know him as Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, whatever you want to call him. Tough enough, and he has the charisma, he has the showmanship, he sells, he has the wrestling ability. I'd like to see him as NXT champion first, but before he gets a call up. But if he gets called up tomorrow or Monday night, I would not be mad. The Velveteen Dream has put on good matches, and we all know what EC3 is. You saw him in TNA. He is a superstar blue chipper, but NXT needs superstars down there to keep this thing going down in NXT, to keep the train running. NXT has to keep replenishing, and everyone can't come to the main roster right now. The main roster, if you look at it, is pretty much stacked, but you want NXT product to continue to be what it is. You want these takeovers to continue to amaze and to give wrestling fans something to look forward to the night before a major pay-per-view. So nonetheless, let's get to this match here. We saw EC3 and the Velveteen Dream put on a very good show. It's amazing how Velveteen Dream has been in his business for a short time, but his matches have gotten better and better and better. You know, we saw that the Dream hit a Dream Valley driver on the apron to EC3 in the closing of this match. Then he hit a Purple Rainmaker elbow from the top rope on the apron. He rolls EC3 up for the 1-2-3, and this is a big win for the Velveteen Dream. Look to see where he goes from here. Hopefully he gets into the championship picture, or maybe gets into the North American picture, and he continues to feud with the North American champion. But nonetheless, EC3 takes the back seat to Velveteen Dream here, and the Velveteen Dream is your winner. Once again, the Velveteen Dream defeats EC3 in their grudge match. In the match there, so we have Velveteen Dream who gets the win. In the next match on the card, we saw the one, the only Adam Cole, baby, take on Ricochet for the North American title. This match right here, Ricochet comes out with a great promo. Great promo before this match was really a good promo, highlighting some of the things that went on in this weeks leading up to this North American title match. Went all the way back to NXT New Orleans in the match there. So we saw this. I think the Brooklyn crowd and the Barclays Center was ready for this match. The pitch was high, the pops were high. They knew they were going to get something exciting from both of these guys, where these guys wrestled on the indie scene against each other, and now they're getting to do it in NXT. So the crowd was ready and amped for this match here. Very good match here, very going back and forth. A very high athletic match as you expect from Ricochet and Adam Cole. A hard-hitting match. A couple false finishes in this match as well. You know, the finish was kind of a crazy finish. Cole rolled out of the ring with a smile on his face, but you know, at the same time, Ricochet ran across the ring and leaped over to the top of the rope to hit Hurricanrana on the apron. You know, after that, he threw Cole into the ring, hit Cole with the, as they call it, a 630 splash, which is, to me, is just crazy. It's just amazing to see the 630 splash by Ricochet. Hits him off the top rope with that, and gets the pin. The next thing you know, we have a new, I say it once again, we have a new North American champion, and which is my man, I don't know him personally, but which is Ricochet. Ricochet is the new North American champion, taking the title off of Adam Cole, baby. And the Undisputed Era is one title short after tonight in Brooklyn, with Ricochet being your new North American champion. Hey, good for Ricochet. Love to see where he goes there. I alluded to it in my previous conversation talking about the Velveteen Dream. Like to see Velveteen Dream and Ricochet hook it back up, this time for the North American Championship. Love to see these two guys just to get it on for the North American Championship. Their rivalry over the summer was good, was great. Didn't have a problem with that. These two guys do business well with each other. So love to see Ricochet and the Velveteen Dream get it on for the North American title. But will we see Adam Cole go up? Will we see Adam Cole stay in NXT? So there's a lot of questions right now going on. Usually you see a lot of the call-ups coming at WrestleMania, but there could be 1 or 2 call-ups here in the WWE. 1 or 2 call-ups after this show. But then we moved on to the next match of the night. One thing I like about the NXT card, it didn't give you a whole bunch of matches. We know on the SummerSlam card, if you listen to our SummerSlam prediction show, if you didn't listen to it now. I'm going to put the link in the bottom, or give you a card up above so you can listen to our SummerSlam show. You can listen to it and check it out. Prediction show, which has 13 matches. This NXT TakeOver had 5 quality matches, which each match was able to tell their story in the time allotted to them, and it was good matches. So we move on to the next match of the night, which was Shayna Baszler taking on Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. We knew that they're going into this, that their record was tied. Kairi Sane got the win over Shayna Baszler last year at the WCW, which is the Women's Classic. The Women's Classic, and so WCW, the Mae Young Classic, the Mae Young Classic last year. Kairi Sane got the win over Shayna Baszler to get the become the first ever Mae Young Classic winner, and then Shayna Baszler ended up getting the win over Kairi Sane later on NXT. And so now this is the rubber match. In the crowd, you already saw the Four Horsemen, which was in place for this match. They was there ready to cheer on Shayna Baszler as she took on Kairi Sane. Very interesting match here. We saw a quick submission earlier for Kairi Sane, trying to get the upper hand on Shayna Baszler. Baszler, go ahead and mock Kairi Sane. And then we saw Baszler, if you go check a video out on Twitter or YouTube, where she was twisting and torquing Kairi Sane's ankle. It looked kind of grueling at that same time. But it was a very back and forth match. Kairi Sane has hit her finishing elbow several times on Shayna Baszler, one outside the ring, a couple times on the inside of the ring, and Shayna Baszler was able to kick out. Shayna Baszler also ended up getting her computer clutch on Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane was able to grab the rope and make the count start over again. But come to the final on this here was that Shayna Baszler ends up getting her computer clutch onto Kairi Sane and was getting ready to hook it, and Kairi looked like she was getting ready to tap out, but Kairi flips over Shayna Baszler and put Shayna Baszler's shoulders on the mat, and referee counts 1, 2, 3, and we have a new NXT Women's Champion, and that's none other than the Pirate herself. Kairi Sane is your new Women's NXT Champion, and that once again asks, where does that stand Shayna Baszler? Does she get her rematch? Will we see Shayna Baszler tomorrow night at SummerSlam somehow involved in the Ronda Rousey Alexa Bliss match? It leaves a lot of questions out there, but nonetheless, Kairi Sane is your new NXT Women's Champion. 1 year ago, she won the Mae Young Classic. This year, she's a new Women's NXT Champion. So if you're watching the second edition or the second installment of the Mae Young Classic, or you're one of these women involved in the Mae Young Classic, this could be you or could be them in the next year, being the new WWE, being the new NXT Women's Champion. Never know, but it took her a year to get to the mountaintop. She's finally there. Shayna Baszler may invoke her rematch clause. Only time will tell. But nonetheless, Kairi Sane leaves Brooklyn, New York as the new NXT Women's Champion. Then we go on to the main event of the night, and this match right here did live up to expectations. We saw the hard-hitting match between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. We knew this was supposed to be a triple threat match, but Aleister Black got hurt. So now it became a single match. Then it got stipulation added to it. William Regal added a stipulation to it that it would be a last man standing match. And we knew, going back for the history of these two guys, that they were not going to disappoint at all. They didn't disappoint what was going on in this match. This was back and forth between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. And this match right here, we saw tables, we saw handcuffs, we saw everything that you could imagine. We saw the mat on the floor get pulled away. We saw in the way that the match, we saw these guys just brutally beat each other. We saw each other saying, "I'm sorry," and it's like, yo, it's too late for sorry. It's too late for that. Let's get it on. Let's continue to fight, continue to throw down, continue to knock the living heck out of each other. And that's what these two guys did. It is always fun to see these two guys get into the fight with each other, because it's reality. Tommaso Ciampa has come a long way from Ring of Honor. Johnny Gargano has come a long way from the indies and moving up. And these two guys have been if you talk about feud of the year or match of the year, I know people want to talk about Okada and Okada's match and that happened in New Japan, and you got to look at this match here for being one of the matches of the year. This match here, or the feud of the year, this is one of the top feuds in the last 10 or 15 years right here, because Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, it was Tommaso Ciampa getting the win over Gargano when he could not stand after he hurt his knee in this contest, flying over the ramp, hitting his knee on some equipment that was there, and was unable to stand in this 10 count. It is a last man standing match, and the match, he could not stand. So once again, you had Tommaso Ciampa is still your NXT champion. This feud is not, in my opinion, it's far from being over, but we'll see where Tommaso Ciampa goes here. Will he goes to Velveteen Dream? Will Ricochet get a shot at Tommaso Ciampa, even though he is a North American champion? Haven't seen these two champions go against each other yet. Will there be another star to step up to take a shot at Tommaso Ciampa? Will Aleister Black come back and challenge Tommaso Ciampa since he's been hurt? We have to, and then the storyline with Aleister Black. Who was the one that hurt Aleister Black and put him out of commission for this match? Aleister Black has not had his rematch, so he has the opportunity for Tommaso Ciampa. But nonetheless, the Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feud for tonight is over. Looking forward to SummerSlam tomorrow night. It's going to be great. If this was the start of what the weekend was going to entail, SummerSlam is going to be great on Sunday night. Monday Night Raw is going to be great on Monday night. And let's not count out Tuesday Night SmackDown, where we could have a new champion appearing for the first time. If Samoa Joe defeats AJ Styles, could have a new champion on Monday Night Raw. If Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar, if Braun Strowman cashes in, if Kevin Owens defeats Braun Strowman and he cashes in, we do not know yet, but you stay tuned to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence as you see it scrolling on the bottom of our screen. Follow us on Twitter at WME Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at WE Podcast, as well as we continue to bring you some updates on some rumors, some news, and the highlights and reels of professional wrestling. We'll be back tomorrow night with our review on SummerSlam. Looking for SummerSlam to be a great SummerSlam. The card looks like it's shaping up to be very fun. Even though there's a lot of major stars that are not on the card, but a lot of younger talent will get an opportunity to shine at the Barclays Center in the next edition, the 2018 edition of SummerSlam tomorrow night. Once again, subscribe to this channel as you always get your wrestling news. Listen to our podcast, which drops each and every Thursday night. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Google Play. You can find it on Stitcher. But you can also find it at the bottom in the comment section or in the description section of this. You can click on the link and also support Organifi, which is one of our sponsors. Organifi, the green juice supplement that will give you all the energy that you need. Click the link and then you type in the code Wrestling15 and receive a 15% discount. While that link is also in the bottom of the description, which is Organifi. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is our review of NXT Brooklyn Takeover 4. If you have not watched it, go back on the WWE Network and watch it. It is a good pay-per-view to watch. All the matches, if I had to give a grade on this, I have to give this pay-per-view a B+, if not an A, but very close to a B+. 5 matches once again on the card. All 5 matches told a story. We got two title changes of the night. The North American title changed to Ricochet, and the NXT Women's title changed to Kairi Sane. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Thomas here from the Wrestling Marks or X's. If you're not confirmed, consider yourself denied. End of story, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.